Hey all, I'm Ludwin,
I'm Kanchan.
I'm Nick the intern.
and today we're going to be presenting to you guys some new couch and sweaters we've got in from Canada. This is a brand that we've stocked for many years now. You're going to see some familiar styles that we've had in the past, but with it being, I'd say, like multiple years, maybe like half a decade since we got these sweaters in, we wanted to get some new styles, refresh what we're doing. So we've got 6 new ones for you guys, or 6 altogether, but 3 new, 3 older. But we're all equally as excited to show you what we've got going on. So let's start off, I guess, with one that the new guys are wearing, right? So we've got on, let's say, we've got this guy, the striped one that Nick the intern has on. This was an idea that I came up with. I was just really excited with the idea of doing a more colorful take on a couch. And I feel like if you're familiar with what we have had from Canada in the past, it's a lot of tonal things, very muted, a lot of beiges, browns. I guess the eagle one is blue, but you get it. It's like 2 colors at the very most, and we try and keep it pretty minimal. But this one, if you know these stripes, you know them. They might look like a familiar tapestry that you'll see around certain bodies of water, perhaps.
I call this one the copyright violation colorway.
Oh, that or not. So the colors like we've seen these tapestries in the past, but we wanted to kind of make the colors a little bit subdued. We kind of shift tones to be a little bit more in line with what we wear here at No Man. So instead of a base blanket color could be like a white, we have it more of like a beige. And then the colors are slightly pitched darker, so things kind of all go together. It's very colorful, very vibrant, but I think in a very easily wearable way. How do you feel about this guy?
Yeah, super comfortable. Like, I don't know. I love the colors on it. I think it can be worn with pretty much anything. Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to think of a pun that incorporates point into it, but I'm just gonna move on, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
sounds
know.
good. So I guess the sizing on all these guys are going to be the same. So I'll use Nick as reference here. They're sized in U.S. chest sizes. So I guess your chest size in inches. However, with that being how they size, they fit exactly that chest size if that's the size you're taking. So most would want to size up to the next one to make it work out. So you're wearing a size.
This is a 38,
This is a 38, and your usual U.S. chest size is.
36.
And there you go, and that's why 38 looks so good on him. He's taking the size up, and it fits just bang on. They're very chunky, like 6-ply virgin wool yarns, so they're gonna be kind of fit more for outerwear rather than like how a cardigan would be like a mid layer. So you're gonna want to take at least one size larger, so you're wearing it on top of other things instead of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is definitely something to layer under rather than over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm wearing a bulletproof vest in the best way possible.
Yeah, because I just protected and cozy. That's what he means. He
Yeah,
feels
exactly.
like nothing wrong could ever happen and not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
and
gorgeous.
and it looks great. Yeah, so that's one of the first new ones. The second one up, we've got Ken Sean wearing. This guy's actually inspired again by something that we saw online, something very like vintage. We were actually just scrolling through, online secondhand marketplaces, and we just saw a sweater that looked very similar to this. We sent the email to the knitters at Canada, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do that," and they made it happen. And with that, just being kind of based off of a photo we sent, you're gonna notice some details that are different from other Canada sweaters we have. So if you saw the one that Nick had, it had a shawl collar. Yeah, we can do a side-by-side comparison. So our usual rounded shawl collar that pops up, we have this kind of almost like open collar that then goes to a curve. It reminds me of like a Tiba jacket, you know what I'm saying? Very similar to that. So the zipping point ends a little bit lower on the chest rather than this one that kind of goes all the way up to the collar. So you get a nice open collar vibe. And then the pockets, whereas these are kind of the open top that you find on most cardigans, this has like almost like, side opening hand warmer type pockets that kind of just blend into the surface. So you get this full motif, uninterrupted, really nice. But otherwise, the details are more or less the same. You get the same ribbed cuffs, raglan shoulders, and the fit more or less is just about the same. So they're all.
Sleeves are looser on the colorful one.
So with each of these being hand knit, the fit is going to be a bit different on each one. I'd say we do have measurements listed, but don't follow them to the T. Each one, even two in the exact same tagged size, will fit a bit different. And as you wear it, it's going to relax and fit, mold to your body. So I'd say going with the sizing advice of like one up from your chest size is probably the best to go. And even more so on that if you wanted to layer other things underneath. But yeah, how do you feel about this guy?
This one's awesome. It's, like you said, the beauty of the hand knit stuff, you get one up from your usual size, and that's what you get, and you're cool with it, right? But I like that this one is like this like mauve kind of like burgundy color is kind of interspersed with like gray and like white a little bit, so it gives like a cool washed out look. It
Yeah.
looks like, even when we saw it like on the secondhand marketplace, we were like, this looks old and washed out, but we like the color. Wasn't sure if like Canada could like replicate that exactly, even though we like picked out the colors and whatnot, but they did it beautifully. Thank y'all for amusing us with these things. But yeah, I really like the like vintage vibe of this one. Looks washed out, even though you're not washing this.
Yeah, and that mauve color we're pretty big on now, because it's kind of it has the look of like a very faded washed brown, or even like natural browns how they come out. It's a color that I've heard people refer to as yerpul in the past, where it's like kind of like a yam purple, like a brown. It's nice.
Yeah.
So I'm a really big fan of that color. This is also probably the Canada that we have like it's the most like a big block of color rather
Yeah.
than stripes kind of breaking it up. So, this one's making a little bit of a statement, but still pretty traditional in the execution. So, you're wearing a size
44. I am also I would normally wear a 44. Would normally wear a 44. I also am wearing like 3 sweaters underneath. I'm very hot, so you will be very warm.
All right, well, thank you. These guys look great. And then from here on out, I guess this is the last of the new ones we've got going on. And this is one that I don't remember quite how we landed on this. It may have been from one of the ones Canada offered and showed us. But this, I just thought it felt very festive, very almost like wintry. It kind of captures like, a wintry snowscape setting, maybe like nighttime at a ski lodge. You get some snow flurries, or perhaps like a gray bird, a seagull or something flying up there. But then the primary thing you see is this kind of like cascades of snow-covered like hilltops going across. It could be a bluff, any kind of a sloped landform, really.
Very Nordic.
Yeah. It kind of Nordic in vibe as well, especially when you get those colors going up. So it's really sweet. I feel like a lot of, I feel like I keep saying it. The cow chins that we've had in the past are all very like harmonious and tonal, but this one really goes for a punchy contrasting color from the navy and the white, and it looks great. I'm a really big fan of it. So that gives you kind of like a nice darker option to go with. And then we've got on some of the more traditional ones that we've had in the past. This was the newest that we added from the older roster. This is their eagle motif. So it has that nice, I believe you called it like country blue, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the yarn color was. So it's a nice faded blue, kind of like what you'd get like a faded indigo denim. So you're gonna wear it with those. It's gonna be an easy pairing. But you get that nice eagle emblazoned on the back, and you get the little dudes hanging out on the side. Yeah. And you get the kind of like tribal motif going on in the stripes, which is really sweet. That's a great color. A big fan of that guy. Wear it with some denim, wear it with boots. It kind of is a pretty easy pairing. And then the next two, if you want to hold this, and I can show these guys together. This is the classic bison. I feel like when you think of No Man Walks Alone and a Canada sweater, this is what comes to mind. I'm sure if you Googled No Man Canada, this is the picture that
We've
came
had
up.
these for years.
Yeah. So we've got 2 of these guys. They have the bison, the North America's largest megafauna. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
The appa, yes, yeah. Because I have a buzzed head now, so I'm like Avatar Aang, and this is my companion. So we have 2 bisons on the back, the 2 colors, pretty classic black and kind of like ecru natural color, whereas this one is gray and like a taupey beige. This one feels very like No Man website color palette, whereas this one is kind of a little bit, the dark
mode.
the night mode version. Yeah, there we go.
Warmer and night.
Yeah. So these guys are great, effortlessly easy to wear. You could toss them on. It has kind of like Western vibes to it with how you're styling it. You could also wear it in like a very like trad sense, I think. I like these guys a lot. This is Canada. That's Canada, guys. I haven't been wearing one. I would wear this. I could wear one right now if you want. I think it's okay though. They're wearing it so good.
I'll get. This is the only one in this style, and the rest are all.
The rest of them are that same like shawl collar situation that our friend Nick has on. But that's it. If you guys have any questions, if you're interested in sizing, please let us know. Like if you're considering adding 3 to your cart and checking out, maybe just like send us a message and we'll help you out and we'll figure something. We'll make it work.
We got you.
Yeah.
We love you.
See you guys.
Canada.